Hey there, listeners! Welcome to another episode of English in Sync, your go-to podcast for insightful conversations and practical advice to make your life better. I'm John.
And I'm Ashley. Today, we've got a fantastic topic for you: 5 ways to practice daily gratitude and transform your mindset. But before we dive in, John, have you ever had one of those days where everything seems to go wrong, but then someone does something small that totally changes your outlook?
Oh, absolutely. Just last week, I spilled coffee all over my desk, missed a meeting, and then found a random thank you note from a coworker in my inbox. It was such a small thing, but it turned my whole day around.
That's what gratitude does. It shifts your perspective, even in the worst moments. And today, we're going to break down 5 easy ways to incorporate gratitude into your daily routine.
Let's get started.
The first tip is super simple but powerful. Write gratitude lists. John, do you keep a gratitude journal?
I do, but I'll be honest, I'm not as consistent as I'd like to be. How about you?
Same here, but when I do it, I've noticed it's like hitting the reset button on my mindset. Just writing down 3 things I'm grateful for can make a huge difference.
For anyone new to this, it doesn't have to be complicated. It can be as simple as being grateful for a sunny day, your morning coffee, or even finding a good parking spot.
Exactly. The key is to be specific. Instead of saying, "I'm grateful for my friends," you might write, "I'm grateful for the funny story Sarah shared today."
It's about training your brain to notice the good stuff, right?
Yep, and the more you do it, the more you'll naturally start spotting those little moments of gratitude throughout the day.
Our second tip is to share your appreciation with others. This one is all about expressing gratitude out loud. When's the last time you did this, Ashley?
Yesterday, actually, I texted a friend to thank her for always being there when I need advice. What about you?
I try to make it a habit, especially at work. A simple thank you to a colleague can go a long way.
That's so true. It not only makes the other person feel good, but it also strengthens your relationship with them.
And let's not forget, it's contagious. When you express gratitude, it often inspires others to do the same.
Absolutely. So, listeners, think about someone who's made a positive impact on your life recently. Send them a quick message or tell them in person. You'll both feel amazing.
Tip number 3, develop a positive internal dialogue. This one's all about being kind to yourself. Do you talk to yourself?
All the time. But I've caught myself being pretty negative sometimes. Like, "Why did you mess that up?" It's something I'm working on.
Same here. One thing that helps is flipping the script. Instead of saying, "I'm so bad at this," you could say, "I'm learning and improving."
That's a great point. Gratitude can also come into play here. Like, if you're having a rough day, reminding yourself of what you've accomplished can be a huge mood booster.
Right. Something like, "I'm grateful for my resilience," or "I'm proud of how far I've come."
It's about being your own biggest cheerleader, isn't it?
Exactly.
Moving on to tip number 4, create gratitude rituals. This could be something you do daily, weekly, or even monthly. Ashley, do you have any rituals like this?
I do. Every evening, I take a few minutes to reflect on the best part of my day. It's a nice way to wind down and end the day on a positive note.
That's a great one. For me, it's thanking the people around me before bed: my partner, my family. Even if it's just a quick thank you for being here.
I love that. Rituals don't have to be complicated either. It could be saying grace before a meal or even starting a meeting with a gratitude round.
And it's something you can tailor to your lifestyle. The important part is consistency.
Exactly.
And finally, tip number 5, practice mindful gratitude. This is about being fully present and savoring the moment. John, when was the last time you did this?
Probably this morning. I took a moment to really enjoy my coffee instead of just gulping it down while checking emails.
That's a perfect example. It's about slowing down and appreciating the little things, like the sound of birds chirping or the feeling of a soft blanket.
Mindful gratitude can also be about reflecting on things we usually take for granted, like clean water, electricity, or even the people who make our lives easier.
Absolutely. It's a great way to stay grounded and focus on what really matters.
And the best part? It's something you can do anytime, anywhere.
Before we wrap up, we have a quick quiz question for our listeners. Ready, John?
Let's do it.
All right, here's the question. What's one simple way to start practicing gratitude today?
Great question. Listeners, take a moment to think about it.
And if you said something like writing a gratitude list, sharing appreciation, or even just taking a mindful moment, you've got it.
Remember, the goal isn't perfection. It's about making small, consistent changes that add up over time.
That's all for today's episode of English in Sync. We hope these tips inspire you to bring more gratitude into your daily life.
Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with someone who could use a little extra positivity.
And as always, stay grateful, stay inspired, and we'll see you next time on English in Sync.